Hello, welcome to Just Ride Bikes. I'm David and this is a brand new Mondraker Arid, the Spanish company's brand new gravel bike, the first drop bar bike to join their range. And I'm here in a very hot and very beautiful Arizona in a town called Patagonia, which has a population of just 900 people. And apparently I'm told it's a gravel paradise for US cyclists. And over 2 days, we're going to sample the gravel and put the bike through its paces and see what it's all about. We'll talk to the people behind the brand, find out what they really focus on with a new bike and how it compares to other bikes in a category of a sort of mountain bike inspired gravel bike. So let's get into it. Let's dive in. So let me give you a tour around the bike. Full carbon frame and fork, 1250 gram claimed weight for a size medium frame. The same frame across the entire range, just different components, build and so on. Key feature is this, which looks similar to the Seeker Spear. Not for aero, but for compliance. That whole back end designed to allow the rear wheel to track over bumps a bit more in combination with a seat post. Round diameter 27.2 with this cutout here designed to increase the amount the saddle can flex back and forth. So seat post and a rear triangle designed to give more compliance and more comfort and create a smooth ride. But then big oversized T47 bottom bracket, big aero looking but not actually aerodynamic down tube, and a big oversized head tube where we have internal routing but a regular wide flared handlebar and a very short stem, 70 millimeters, so much shorter than other bikes in the category. So very much a long reach for 11 millimeters for a size ML, and a short stem designed to give nice agile, nimble handling. This bike is designed to really exhibit on fun trails. Clearance for 50mm tyres, front and rear. These are 45s and there's plenty of space between the rubber and the carbon. Is it wide enough? Well, possibly not, but possibly enough for most people. Let me know your thoughts down below. Plenty of bike packing mounts, of course. You fit 3 bottles on a frame, and then we have down tube storage, which works like this. Lift this little lever and that rotates. It doesn't remove, it just rotates out of the way, and then you've got your little pouches inside there. So that works pretty well. Make sure I do it properly. So this is the top of range spec. I'll put the price on screen now. New SRAM Red Explore, the massively wide Zip 303 Explore SW wheels, physique saddle, and the bike is 7.9 kilos on the scales. So why have you launched a gravel bike? What's the reason behind this decision?
Yeah, well, there's something that is a project that we were working a long time ago. You know, in the company there are people that use gravel bikes for a long time, and they were pushing us to the product team to develop a gravel bike. So yeah, you get the point to messing around with prototypes, to figure out if we can offer something new to the gravel market. And then we figured out that, I mean, we are well known in mountain bike for our progressive geometry, our forward geometry, and we could manage to do something similar in the gravel bikes with a longer reach and shorter stems. So it becoming a more stable bike and closer to what a mountain bike could be.
And comfort, compliance being a big factor, because we have a very distinctive rear end. Can you talk us through how that works and what the aim is with the
Yeah.
It looks aerodynamic, but it's not aerodynamic.
Yeah, no. Our intention is not be in any way aerodynamic. This is kind of the window design we usually have in the front triangle on our mountain bike. So it's like a family design language, and it have a really small thing that the rigid here have a best compliance in the chainstay and the seat stays. Allows flexibility as rotate like kind of this way.
Do you have an idea how much, like millimeters range, or is it difficult to measure?
Sadly I didn't measure up. I don't have those kind of numbers. It's more like feeling in all sizes.
And it depends on the weight of the rider as well.
Yeah.
And then the seat post, that's another key feature. So it's round diameter with a hole What's
yeah,
on there?
that is, we prefer round seat post because you can change it if you want, your preference. And this little window also have a similarity with our classic K design language window, and have like lightness there, and gives a little bit more rigid part, so you can play with the flexibility when you are pedaling.
It definitely, you can feel it flexing when you're riding.
When you are
hit bump
riding,
it,
you
yeah.
feel the flexibility, and when you are in top of the pedals and you are downhilling or pushing, you feel in another way.
Can you fit a mountain bike tyre? Given you're a mountain bike brand, can you
Yeah.
fit mountain bike tyres in
Yes.
there? So 2-inch or wider?
2 inch is possible.
Okay.
Absolutely in the front.
What sort of rider would you say it's aimed at? Because they're quite progressive geometry. Is it aimed? Is it racing? Is it adventure? Bike packing? All of it? Or?
Yeah, I mean, with this bike, because it's our first gravel bike, we wanted to cover like more wide spectrum of riders. So it could be any adventure, bikepacking, and also long distance races. It's our aim with this bike. Maybe it's a bit different to the pure racing gravel bikes that are more close to road bikes. So yeah, the advantage with this geometry is that you have more stable riding, and we just figure out with the test that we are doing today that everybody can realize the benefits of having a bigger wheelbase and one stable, even climbing or on the descents, that the bike feels quite good, and yeah, it can hit any kind of terrain.
Can you describe the ride we're doing today and what to expect?
You're doing the Apache Loop in Patagonia.
Yep.
It's one of the shorter loops in town. Yeah, I call it the gateway ride. It gives you a little bit of taste of the riding in Patagonia. And you get to see the first glimpse of the San Rafael Valley.
Sounds amazing. I'm told it's a bit of a gravel paradise these days, a bit of a destination for gravel cyclists.
Yeah, it's quite amazing. I've been riding down here for about 8 years, and it's pretty incredible. The San Rafael Valley is a 90,000 acre ranching community that's owned by 10 to 12 different ranch families, and it has just amazing gravel roads that rides along the border of Mexico and the United States. Yep, just absolutely incredible.
And how many miles of gravel is there? They're endless.
Oh wow. Yeah, I mean, there's multiple 100-mile loops. You can connect via pavement and ride all the way across to New Mexico.
Of course.
To New Mexico.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
So we're quite close to the Mexican border, hence Border Patrol. Not something I was expecting to see, really. And there you go. And also, check out this view. I mean, holy moly. That is quite something. That is pretty spectacular. So expansive. The mountains over there. Yeah. I've been to America a few times, but I've never seen anything like this before. Pretty special. And there's no pavement here. Gravel are the roads that they drive on around here. So a gravel bike with a 45mm wide tyre, pretty peachy. I'll tell you what, it's hot. What deep? Yeah, watch out. It's actually quite refreshing though. Yeah, quite nice. Again. What a good first day on the new bike. The riding here in Arizona, a short drive from Tucson, it's just tremendous. Okay, let me share some thoughts on what the bike is like to ride. And the most obvious, immediate feel is the fit, the precision on the bike. Very much an upright bike at the front. There are quite a few spaces underneath the stem, so it could be slammed, but definitely does remind me of other bikes in a category, and the geometry numbers are actually quite similar to the likes of the Merida Silex and the Vidya Adler that I've reviewed on a channel in the past. So mountain bike inspired gravel bikes, taking a big leaf out of the mountain bike geometry kind of blueprint for that long reach, short stem, wide handlebar setup. Very different to a like Canyon Grail or a racier aero gravel bike. So very much aimed at maximising the capability, the handling, prowess of the bike, and a bike that's nimble and agile, very much like a drop bar mountain bike when you get into some nice fun twisting trails. Now the riding out here has been amazing, lots of lovely gravel, and it's a comfy bike to ride as well. The nice wide handlebars, short stem, my reach hoods it's nice. It's not stretched, not cramped, but not too lively or twitchy when you're smashing along at high speed on some smoother gravel, sort of US style gravel racing. So pretty planted, got a long wheelbase and a slack head angle. So it's a very easy bike to ride. Very much takes care of you, looks after you. And I can see people racing the bike just adapting it via different stem and handlebar, slam the front, get more aero for that more roady, stretched out position. But for a mountain bike company, this bike makes a lot of sense. It's a bike that matches their sort of brand and values as an off-road sort of race-focused company. And every time I've ridden a bike with this style of geometry, like from Merida, Villiers, Santa Cruz, 51, I just think it's the best way to go for gravel bikes. And if you're not that well endowed in the kind of bike handling skills department, you don't have a mountain bike background, this bike definitely looks after you when riding a rough, chunky, technical trail, more than a kind of regular, racy, road-inspired gravel bike like the Canyon Grail. Canyon Grail, fantastic bike. And I have bikes like that, like the new Ridley Astra as well, but definitely more at home on smoother, non-technical trails and fast gravel tracks with this bike. Get this onto something twisting, steep, and it will definitely look after you. Quite a skills compensator, perhaps you might say. But I know for the roadies buying a gravel bike, this setup will feel very strange, very alien. Super wide handlebars and a short stem. But when you factor that short stem into a long reach, it makes sense. Just means you have to pay a bit more attention to the geometry chart when you are sizing out the bike, because you can't base it just on a reach. Well, day 2 of our riding out here in Arizona. We're trying a different location, so the trail should be a bit more technical, a bit rougher compared to the smooth grade gravel yesterday. And the landscape here is just vast. It's so big, surrounded by mountain ranges all around. I've never seen anything like this in real life. I've seen this in the movies. It's very much straight out of a Western. And the trucks, as we know, are massive. I mean, look at the size of this. A Ram 1500. And for scale, here's my bike. I mean, it's as tall as me. Look at that. Up to my shoulder. That is bonkers. Massive tyres. Look at that rubber. Chunky as anything. Loads of space in the back though. Yeah, everything out here is just super size. Even though I've been to America many times, it still really hits me how big everything is. that trail back there, probably one of the best I've ever ridden in the world.
Right on.
Amazing landscape views, flowing up and down.
Yeah.
So much fun.
Best riding around.
Yeah, blown away, absolutely blown away with how good it is. You're very lucky.
Yeah, we're spoiled. We're grateful every day we get to come out here.
And thank you for sharing it and showing us around.
You're welcome.
Really appreciate it.
Please come back.
So I do like what Mondraker have done here with the bike. It's perhaps not as radical as I might have expected given their background in revolutionising mountain bike geometry, but it does work really well for the riding it's intended for. Comparable geometry to other mountain bike inspired gravel bikes, but I think they've judged it just right. It's an accessible bike for people, an easy bike to get on with and ride, and it's comfortable, fits good and smooth, and certainly very capable. So definitely a fun bike, a bike I've enjoyed riding over the last 2 days, and the landscape, the weather, the trails here in Arizona, just amazing, absolutely amazing, blow me away. What a contrast to riding at home in the UK. So yeah, I'll definitely be back, definitely a place to check out. So I'll put a link to the town at Patagonia where we started, and there's some route info down there as well. Definitely a place to put on your bucket list if you get the opportunity. Pretty cheap flights from Europe, London and so on, so pretty easy to get to. Anyway, that's me signing off for today. Got a plane to catch, so I'll see you again very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Of course, got any questions, feel free to put a comment down below. Stay tuned for a full review on the bike on home turf by hitting that subscribe button down below. But yeah, I'll see you all again very soon. I'll leave you with some more gravel, some sweet, sweet gravel.